because your freedom comes from God anyway. Would you believe that R. Kelly never got a fair trial? It's time to address the prosecution. Let us educate and let us counsel the prosecutors. To use the word recruit does not make sense in this federal court case. To recruit means to get someone or join something. You might recruit people for the army or for your dance group. The verb recruit often refers to formally joining an organization or a group such as military or a corporation. R. Kelly or Robert Kelly is not an organization or a group. Reminder to all those all over the world, this is not RICO, this is about a man's why allow a certain amount of reporters in the verdict but not the trial? My question is, when and where did R. Kelly become a predator? My predator never put me on salary. My question is, can you prove without a doubt he only made music to entice women? This case has more holes than Swiss cheese. And as someone who has been gang raped out of Cleveland, Ohio, where there was 28 girls involved, I was the biggest victim of one of the biggest cold cases. I was able to observe the freedom of all the defendants. I was able to observe justice and watch all the defendants get a 3-year sentencing for over 20 girls. R. Kelly is the first person in history to get charged with a dead woman that never claimed to be a victim. Well, shit, let's call each and every one of our houses to the stand. I have rules at my house too. Number 1, take your shoes off at the door. Number 2, do not go upstairs. You cannot roam around my house like it is a museum. Number 3, we only eat in the kitchen. Number 4, never mind, just don't come over without calling. You will not make R. Kelly out to be the face of sex trafficking. You will not brand him as the worstest predator when you have people like Jeffrey Epstein. This case is extreme. You don't really know the facts to this R. Kelly manufactured crisis. Corrupt parents coercing their daughters to lie and pimp celebrities. Lifetime knew they were lying, but they chose to chase ratings. Politician Kim Fox setting him up to win re-election, while Sony is behind it all. It don't matter what the judge say. It don't matter what the jury say. It don't matter what they say. It don't.
Yeah, what's up? This your homeboy Ice Cube. You know what it is, the West Coast Warlord, the Grand Wizard. Don Mega is in the house. Now check this out. I'm inviting you to join the official Black People Social Network, WeGotUps.com. That's WeGotUps.com. 100% black owned, man. I see you here, boys. I see you. You out there doing it, man. And as we say in the Big 3 League, we got ups, baby. So WeGotUps.com. Check it out, man. You know what I mean? Obviously, you know, black people, we definitely need to socialize, get together, figure out this system we all going through. So, you know, WeGotUps.com promises to be that place. Like I said, black owned. Gotta love it. And, you know, willing to make sure that you guys make a social connection. So WeGotUps.com, you know, from your homeboy Ice Cube. Got to throw up the dub, you know, for that. You know what I'm saying? And hey man, official Black People Social Network. You know, I get it right. Don't worry about nothing. just join, man. Join the official Black People Social Network. WeGotUps.com. WeGotUps.com, man. That's easy, man. We got ups, baby. We got ups. Your homeboy Ice Cube, and I'm out. Throwing up the dub for We Got Ups, man. Check it out.
Time to leave the plantation of Facebook. Let's come over to our own source, WeGotUps.com. Hit me, official DanaJay. Let's go!
What you gon' do now? Hope you're ready, cause I'm really about to put it down. Girl, you know that I will never disrespect you. We love tomorrow, but tonight I wanna spend you. That ass count, gotta make it last. But I'm so, then I'ma beat it up. Hate on me, but no. Try to say stop when the bitch say go. There you go again, that voice is watch you make your girlfriend. You've been waiting patiently, wondering when and where I be. After causing ruckus in the industry, making this so she can't sleep.
That's right, y'all know what it is. Your boy Ryan Leslie, aka R-Less, here with VIO, the future of R&B.
Say you wanna walk away, you ain't got nothing to say. Well, I salute you, yeah. Go on out the door now, you take care. No more tears to shed. What you expecting me to beg? Well, I'm not. Yo, what's up? It's your boy Jay right now. So you leave, just close the door behind you. Cause I'm feeling kinda taller than you lately. Feeling kinda stronger than you lately. I feel kinda better than you, and I know just what to do, yeah. I feel like doing my head. I feel like calling some of my friends. I feel like going to a club and partying, cause I'm a soldier girl in this world. I stand alone, can't be strong. I walked miles and made it home. It's good to know without you I made it. Soldier girl in my world, I took the fall. Now I stand tall, all the pain and all I made it through. And now all I'm about to say to you is salute.
La Cosa Nostra, the legendary family.
All right. Look, man. It's a lot. This is a lot. This is a lot. Well, we back at part 2. And we left off at part 1. No cliffhangers, no nothing. So now we back at part 2. And at part 2, I'm gonna say this. People were brought in to make sure there was a collumative takedown of Robert. Let's say that. People were brought in to make sure there was a collumative takedown of Robert. Okay. And nobody's taking accountability for the stuff that they have done now that they see this is going on. Nobody is taking accountability for accountability of what they've done. Israel said Nicole Becker played R. Kelly. My take. Even Greenberg, he had failed to mention that Gayle King paid $1 million and Robert seen none of it. But Daryl Johnson, aka Baby Powder, must have ran off with the plug. So, with that being said, I'm going to start off part 2 of the takedown of R. Kelly with this right here.
Jury found singer R. Kelly guilty on all charges against him, including racketeering and sex trafficking. And now the man at his side for much of that case, his former crisis manager, is facing his own set of charges right here in Houston. Our Sion Rhodes is live downtown now at the Harris County Criminal Courthouse with a story that you'll see only on 2 tonight. Sion?
Daryl Johnson is in fact facing his own crisis. He's accused of fraud and now charged with theft.
That was very vulnerable.
Cola Lewis was at her lowest, mourning the death of her mother in what she says was a medical mistake when a chance encounter at a grocery store led her to a man with a familiar face who said he could help.
And that he handled A-list clients and had verified his services because he had been on CNN, he had been on Gayle King, Dr. Oz, and Dr. Phil.
Houstonian Daryl Tracy Johnson rose to fame as singer R. Kelly's crisis manager.
Mr. Kelly was denied a bond.
Cola says he offered to manage her crisis with a Houston hospital.
It started off as he was gonna do a pro bono.
But that free service suddenly came with fees.
Within 9 days, $5,000 went to $25,000.
Cola says she never got what she paid for.
He didn't do anything.
He's very flashy and he talks a lot.
Michael Harris met Johnson on a flight, and after striking up a conversation about real estate, he says Johnson offered to bring him in on several deals.
There's supposed to be some big condo complex in Miami that other stars were getting in on. He mentioned J-Lo and A-Rod and Jay-Z.
He says Johnson promised him a 30% return on his $22,000 investment, money that never materialized.
And at that point is when I started to feel like he was scamming me.
Harris and Lewis went to the police, and that led to Johnson being criminally charged with theft. His case goes before a judge in October. Johnson had no comment.
I want to talk to you about people who are alleging that you have defrauded them out of a lot of money.
He needs to go to jail.
Now, the folks that you heard from in this piece are just the few who have filed charges so far. I spoke to about half a dozen people today, including a former NFL player, a childhood friend, and even a family member who makes similar accusations. But they say some of this occurred a long time ago. They're worried the statute of limitations is up, but they say they know they're not alone. They are hoping that other people will come forward, report this to the DA's Office of Financial Crime so that they can get some sort of justice in this case. Reporting live downtown, Sion Rhodes, KPRC 2 News.
Changing.
I was born to play.
So with that being said, it wasn't the fact that Robert did anything. It's the people that was around him that did things that were brought in. So before we go any further, Greenberg got to address the elephant in the room. Why was Daryl Johnson brought in and you know that he's Avenatti's boy? Let's make this make sense. And then, I'm not saying that Greenberg is Avenatti boy, but it's the presumption, it's the illusion of it. It just don't look right. Anytime you can call Avenatti by first name basis and pet name, y'all got some type of friendship there. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Which lead me to some very crazy things that I've witnessed that was said to me, and I thank the caller for doing this. Federal government, I call you out. Now, y'all, if they charge me, y'all know where to come find me. I will be in the Eastern District of New York, and they're going to try to find a way to get to me for this. At the end of the day, the RICO Act is when you're doing false things. Like I said, when you mixing crimes with allegations, they are called lies. So now, here we go. I urge people to pay close attention to what I'm about to show you. Now, on top of celebrities like Jay-Z and other folks not standing by Robert, but helping persecute Robert, who would have known that our own federal government was behind it too? I know y'all saying, Dana, what the heck are you talking about now? Well, you really want to know? Let me show you. The very same petition that we signing, so are the federal government. After the airing of Surviving R. Kelly on Lifetime, the world is now aware of the various criminal acts of Robert Sylvester Kelly. These crimes include, but are not limited to, statutory rape, sexual assault, assault and battery. There are also a number of women who have been missing since 2016 due to their involvement with R. Kelly. Look at the lie. Look at the lie. There are also a number of women who have been missing since 2016 due to their involvement with R. Kelly. Eyewitnesses have reported seeing women on R. Kelly's property living in a cult-like setting, secluded in rooms, denied food, and coerced and or forced into sexual activity with Mr. Kelly and other individuals, some of whom are underage. Victims and their families members have already made complaints to local police departments in Illinois, New York, Georgia, California, and Texas, as well as to the FBI. However, either the complaints are falling on deaf ears or law enforcement does not find these complaints important enough. Okay. So I know y'all are saying, well, Dana, that's not proving nothing. Okay, let's go here. Is this proving something? Federal and local law enforcement arrests R. Kelly. Pay attention. Pay attention, because this is deeper than any one of us know. This man had the world against him. Pay attention. Wait a minute. Wasn't she on a case? Wasn't you on a case, Lydia? But you orchestrated a petition? Ain't that against code of conduct? Lydia? I'm just saying, ain't that against code of conduct? I'm gonna put that there. Oh, wait a minute. Federal Bureau of Investigation, the decision maker. Does Federal Bureau of Investigation have the power to decide or influence something you want to change? Start a petition to this decision maker. Pay attention to the bottom. Victory. Petitioning Mayor Jacob Frey, justice for George Floyd, on the evening of May the 25th, 2020. Things that make you go, Let's go there. Decision makers. Look who's behind it. Chicago police, Los Angeles police. And then you have Greenberg coming out saying this. Shout out to Justice for R. Kelly. Shout out to Hip Hop Uncensored. I'm tired of the lynching of this man. This man don't deserve this. Which takes me to my next point. My next point is the Gayle King interview recently. 9 minutes, 38 seconds. Let's talk about it.
We have more of our exclusive interview with R. Kelly survivor Azriel Clary. A jury convicted.
Stop. She going on there looking like Michael Jackson on The Wizard of Oz. She's going on there looking like, oh, I'm a victim. That's a role she's playing. She was paid to come on there and look like this is what it looked after Robert. After being with Robert. This is her whole MO. What up, Prima? This is her whole MO. This is what she say it is, and this is how you look after being with Robert. Let's continue.
Kelly this week of 9 charges. Now 5 of those related to crimes committed against her, including transporting a minor across state lines to engage in sexual activity. Clary, who is now 23 years old, says Kelly abused her verbally and physically for years. The first time we met her, she was 21 years old and she was still living with R. Kelly. We spoke with her again yesterday. It's her first interview since the trial. Come on in, Azriel. Well, you look good.
Thank you. So do you.
Have a seat. I'll just start with this. I'm really glad to see you again because I wasn't sure I'd ever get to talk to you again.
I'm very happy to be here and see you again as well.
It feels like a full circle moment to me. When we first met Azriel Clary in March of 2019, she had been living with R. Kelly for almost 5 years and was one of his fiercest supporters.
Because you guys don't know the truth. You guys are believing some facade that our parents are saying. This is all lies for money.
Clary and another woman, Joycelyn Savage, told us then that they were in a relationship with the embattled R&B singer. But Clary left the apartment she shared with Kelly in Chicago 7 months after our interview.
I was lost and I felt invisible, and you know, I gave someone that control over me to basically make me do whatever it was that they wanted me to do and act however they wanted me to act.
During R. Kelly's trial, she testified that he began sexually abusing her when she was just 17 years old. At the time of the interview with us, were you afraid when you were sitting there talking to us?
I was. He did his interview first.
I didn't do this stuff. This is not me. I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this.
He came in and he told us to be angry and be upset, and she's gonna try to do this and you gonna.
Oh, he told you that?
Yes, and so we came in angry.
So he told you be angry?
Yes, and I was scared because I was like, I don't want the world to see me this way, you know? I'm loving, I'm caring, I'm compassionate, and no one got to see that side of me.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting because your dad called me after and said, that is not my daughter. That is not who she is. That is not how she speaks. That is not what she believes.
Pay attention. Her who called her? Her dad called her, right? Azriel's dad called Gayle King. Let's finish.
In the trial, you testified that you said, I was not honest in the interview that you did with us.
Yeah.
What were you not honest about?
Everything.
What up, overseer Chris?
Everything. Yes. You know, before that interview, you know, he had us practicing every single day.
Practicing what?
Answering questions, and if he didn't like our answer, he would tell us exactly what to say and how to say it. So anytime you mention anything,
Azriel,
yeah,
I'm stunned by this.
Yeah.
So anytime you mention,
anytime you mention anything about sexual preference, we already know to say, I'm not here to talk about that. Because that's what he told us to say every single time.
That's exactly what you said.
First of all, I'm not here to talk about my personal life, and I would never share with no one what I do in or outside of the bedroom.
So when the interview was over and you all go back to his apartment, the three of you, what is the conversation?
He was so happy.
He was happy?
He was so happy. He was like, you guys did amazing. You know, you did so well. You carried yourself so well. I believe he even, like, got food and wanted to celebrate. That's how happy he was with that interview. And I was just there like, wow.
What did he think about how he came across in the interview?
Truthfully, I think he believed that he had done well. He felt like he had really made a great reflection of himself and where he was in life, and how all these women were lying on him, and how all these people were just, out to get him, and that sympathy card that he just loves so much.
Did you ever have conversations when he wasn't around to say, this is not good, this is not healthy, we got to get the hell out of here? Did you ever have any conversations like that?
I feel like a lot of people tried, but everyone always got beat over it because he was very good at manipulating the situation. So even if he knew or not, he would basically say, he could come in this room right now and he would say, I've already spoken to Joy. She already told me exactly what you guys have been talking about. You have 5 minutes to be honest, or you're going to be thrown around this entire room. Mm-hmm. Everything that we were living in had become very normal. And I had to break out of that. I had to realize that this is actually abnormal. Yeah, the dysfunction was so prevalent that after a while it did feel normal to you? It did, because it was not only me, it was other women who were older than me. When I met him at 17, he had 4 other women. And so these women are all normalizing his actions, and then you have assistants normalizing his actions, and you have workers and security and everyone else that normalizes it. So me being very young at that time, I just learned to normalize it.
I hate to say this, but I'm going to say it. The words that she using, those are the words that Larry was using for the whole time. So now I'm starting to believe that this was all one big scripted act. And they really wanted to befriend me to try to keep me quiet. But it never happened.
What do you think anybody could have said or done to help you leave the situation sooner?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. I feel like that is something that I would have had to had woken up from myself, something that I would have had to realize on myself. And a lot of people don't realize with victims, the more you try to help them, the more it upsets them sometimes, Your interview stands out because you are one of the few who we've heard who defended him so vocally and so adamantly, and now ends up testifying against him. Well, your testimony was very key.
Yep.
Azriel, it was very key. It was very graphic. It was very painful. Some of it was so graphic the judge wouldn't even allow it to be released to the public. And I'm wondering what it was like for you sitting there, looking at him while you're testifying about what your life had been like with him. I feel like it was very disturbing to have to relive those moments. And I don't know, a piece of me was happy because I felt like... Happy? Yeah, because I felt like this person no longer has control over me, You don't tell me what to do and what to wear and where to go and how long to be in a room anymore, so... I think the fact that you're sitting here today is very brave and very courageous that you would come back and sit down and want people to see who you really are. I think it's very important, even I have to take accountability for my actions. It's okay to reevaluate your life. It is okay to change your mind. You are never too old to wake up and say, hey, I thought this was good for me, but it's actually not. Yeah. And so I feel like that's why it was important for me to come back here and see you again, because it is okay to change your mind. It is okay to apologize and forgive yourself, more importantly. And that's really what I had to do. R. Kelly, as you know, has long denied allegations of sexual misconduct with the underage girls. I'm happy to say that Azriel is in therapy. She came to the interview alone, which surprised me. I thought somebody would be with her. She came by herself. When she testified, her therapist was with her in another room. And she knows that she still has a lot of work to do. But what happened to her?
That's bullcrap.
I'm really glad to see her in such a different state.
When Azriel testified, she had that little white girl with her. But that little white girl ain't no therapist. That's her friend. Don't lie. Don't lie. That part right there, Miss Shirley. What up, Brooke? What up, Keith? Facts. But I got another interview for y'all. Hold on. Shout out to See the City. Let's talk about some things.
Pretty White Studio, I'll never forget my second song was with Azrael Clary. Azrael Clary.
Azrael Clary. Who is? How do the world know her?
Azrael Clary. She was one of the girls with R. Kelly.
I want to let you know that was one of my questions I was gonna ask, but you done jumped into it. I've done my research, nigga. I did my research on everybody.
Yeah,
I know this show. So she was one of, cause when I seen her face for the first time, and the person I was with was like, that's the girl that Breeze know, right? So my question is like, so how did y'all two like meet? Like,
we was doing some, so like, when I first started off, I was doing a lot of positive shit because I was still like a teenager, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I tried not to cuss my song and shit like that. So she was a singer, of course, and she was doing like these showcases. I forget the name for the showcases. It was like some stop the bullying type of showcases.
Okay.
So you know we was jits, you know what I mean? So we was doing a lot of positive shit, and she was on the showcases. So we did like a string of showcases, about 5 showcases. And we clicked in. She was like, oh my god, I like your music, and she had a fucking lovely voice. Like her voice was fucking amazing, like to this day. So we linked up, and I was like, man, I want to get her on the song.
Yeah.
So I think I wrote the song, sent the song to her, set the beat to her. The beat was produced by AZ. The same producer that I recorded my first song.
Okay.
The beat was produced by AZ. So we shot the beat, shot the hook over to her, and we went up at Pearly White. That was my first time in like a real commercial studio. Like Pearly White shit was like, oh shit.
That was the name of the studio, Pearly White's? Oh, that's the name of the guy who owns the studio.
That's the name.
That part right there, Preem.
Pearly White.
Damn, I miss T the dog as was here so he can fucking confirm it. So that was his nigga. It's like Windermere. Windermere. That was his engineer that for the longest. Yeah, he did his shit too. So we linked up at the studio, and that was my first time. It was funny because I had to learn like how to get in there and get out. Like the engineer gonna run the clock. Cause that was my first time going to a studio where it was like, oh, you gotta pick her out.
You had to pick her out.
He had to pick her out.
Okay.
So it was damn.
So you was spending money. So you was spending money out your pocket to get this song.
For sure.
Okay.
For sure. And I think.
So you was on your CEO shit.
You know what? I fucking lied.
Hand me that.
I lied. Don't give me the fucking line. Bring that back.
This is Azrael ex-boyfriend.
Dog paid for that session, bro. That's how much he believed in me. You know what I mean? T the dog paid for that session. That's how much he believed in me.
Okay.
And we went to Pearly White Studio, dropped it, and
what up, Jay?
After the song was made, we performed the song a few times.
Y'all performed the song?
Yeah, there's a few videos on YouTube.
Okay.
There's a few videos on YouTube.
Okay. So y'all was close?
Yeah, we was pretty close.
Okay.
We were pretty close, and I remember one time, we kind of lost contact.
Okay.
Let me tell you, we kind of lost contact. I was going through some shit. We was going through like some struggle shit. I think at the point we were homeless. At this time we were homeless, so I kind of like took a little. I wasn't really fucking with doing the shows and shit no more because I was like, man, I was working 16 years old. I was finally able to work. I got me a job at Universal.
Okay.
So I got me a job at Universal. So I was like working. I was like, man, fuck it, I can't fucking focus on no music and no shows. And
so you working and helping Cause you got mom dudes, okay, and you helping to pay bills and shit like that.
For sure.
Hey man,
Open Dubai.
Yeah, man, that's big. Cause 16, I was fucking off. Right?
Yeah,
I couldn't even help mom with bills. I was too busy trying to do this and do that. So that's real like mature or responsible shit, man.
Yeah,
but the struggle will bring the greatness out of somebody. Sure. You know, when somebody always comfortable, no, they gonna really set in. They not really gonna elevate. It's when a motherfucker go through some hardship where a motherfucker really become great, where a person really see the best of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But back to you and Azrael.
Damn. So yeah, ever since then I was like, fuck the music.
Pay attention.
Yeah. I wasn't recording anymore. I wasn't doing anything anymore. I was just chilling. And I think every now and then we hit each other up on the inbox, Facebook, shit like that. We see what's going on, you know, with each other. Okay. And after a while, it was just I haven't seen it anymore. Like I seen that she was doing a lot of big shit, a lot of stadiums, like soccer games and shit like that. You know what I mean? But then for a while, I haven't seen it anymore from her. You know what I mean? And to be honest, her mom and her dad, they pick me up a lot of the time to do the shows. So they'll keep like tabs on me here and there. They'll like my videos or whatever. So I didn't even think nothing. I'm just thinking like she, you know what I mean? She doing her thing. And one day on Facebook, I saw some like. It was weird to me. Like it was like I thought the shit was fake. Like I think it was a sister of hers or some shit like that. Like R. Kelly has my sister. He had my sister for a while. Blah 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 blah. And so I didn't think
so when she started dealing with R. Kelly, you didn't even know nothing.
I didn't even know. Like it was just like we just haven't talked in a while.
Just haven't talked. Like
yeah,
you know
we
what I'm saying?
Haven't talked in a while. I figured she was like doing some good shit.
Doing some good shit.
You know what I mean?
And then you see the post from the sister. And
then I'm like, no, this shit fake. Cause I'm assuming this shit would have been everywhere, some shit like this. You know what I mean? But it was on like one little post. I didn't think anything of it. I was thinking it was just like, I don't know, maybe some bullshit, some made up shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. But then when the shit actually came out, I was like, oh shit.
But from when you saw that post to when it came out, how many years?
That had to be like 2 years, bro.
About 2 years ago.
It had no, cause when that shit came out, she was kind of grown.
Yeah.
And we was, like I said, we was kids. Mm-hmm. Like we was like, I was maybe like 16, 17 at the time. She had to be like 2 years younger than me. So it was like, I don't know, it was just, alright, we just not talking anymore. I wasn't doing the music shit like that. And then I started seeing the post, and then I think I started seeing her dad, kind of like advertising, like, oh shit, she the real deal.
It's just a real deal,
She's the real deal, like, you know what I mean?
So both of their parents was on the surviving R. Kelly thing, because I remember people pointed out to me like, that's the parents of the person that breed. They used to pick breeds up and all of that good stuff. Yeah. So the whole time, so when you kind of found out about it, did you try to reach out to her then, or was you?
Oh, you caught it too, Nikki? Hold on.
When I found out about that,
like after you saw the dad, like you know.
I didn't reach out to her. Okay. I didn't. I mean, like I didn't know what would I say. No, actually, I did. I sent her like some encouragement shit.
Okay.
Damn, I saw some encouragement shit. I probably put a message up. But I saw some encouragement shit, like, you know what I mean, I'm still in your corner, always in your corner type shit. Yeah. You know, I can't wait to hear your beautiful voice on something soon, you know what I mean, some shit like that. So it's always been and she wrote me back. She wrote me back and she was like, yo, Breeze, and you know, it's always been love.
Yeah.
Stop. I thought they said that she couldn't use a computer. I thought she was 17 when she went. Breezy saying that she had to be 16 or 15. See how all these goddamn lies start surfacing? So let's finish and hear what he got to say.
Always been love
every time. Making music with y'all.
Every time. And you know what? I think she asked me to send her something one time, and I don't know if I sent her something, or I did it, or I forgot to send her some shit. But I feel like we definitely gonna work on some shit soon. I haven't talked to her about a year, but we definitely talk after all the shit, after the shit with her like leaving the house and all that other shit.
Because since she left the house, I started seeing like photo shoots and songs. And,
she
you know what I'm saying? So she like when she left the house, she really started to focus on her career. You know, so That's what's up, man. I hope y'all link up and drop a motherfucking banger together. Yeah.
With that being said, now you understand how the dad say one thing, and now she's saying something different. So I'm gonna ask a question. With that being said, this came out on Jonathan Savage page, right? This came out on Jonathan Savage page, right? I want y'all to see this. This came out on Jonathan Savage page. And people was like, who's the mole? Who's the mole? Who's the mole? The whole time you see who the mole was. She couldn't send it directly to her parents because then everybody would have known what's going on. So she sent it to the co-ops, which is the Savages. Now it's all making sense. Let's go here. Let's go here. On the cross-examination. Never mind. Y'all gonna hear it. And we're gonna read it. 8 pages. Let's go. Okay. All right. Brother. The reason I haven't been texting you or calling you is because of a few reasons. Number one is because I had to take my time. Hold on, make sure y'all see it. Number one is because I had to take my time and really think about everything Ma and Pops has done, try, and ruin happiness. I'm going to say this. Shout out to the R. Kelly Open Discussion Group. Shout out to Robert Keller. He posted this. And I got it, and I'm shouting him out because he got this in his group. All right. Number 2, I came at the Florida to see you because I want to give us a chance as brother and sister to see if I could trust you and confide in you. Seeing as though I can't do that with Ma and Pops. On top of all of that, I really have missed you. But none of that means anything if you are going to act like them and try to talk me out of being happy. Because that is exactly what I am with Robert. And no matter what, that you should be respected. Even if someone doesn't like it. Sorry. And no matter what, that should be respected, even if someone doesn't like it. You have idea what Mom, and Pops tried to do to Robert in the beginning? They literally used me to lure him in so that they could blackmail him and do all the shit that they're doing right now. And the reason I know this is because I was getting ready. Mr. Canick said, could you slow down a little? Ms. Geddes said, objection. The court said, why don't you let me manage that part? Candace said, okay, sorry. Okay, keep reading, but don't go too fast. The key witness. Okay, and I'm going to back up a little bit. They literally used me to lure him in so they could blackmail him and do all of the shit that they're doing right now. And the reason is because I was getting ready to go along with their BS as well. Getting ready to or did. But the only reason I was going to do it is because I liked him and thought he was interesting. But once I came across him, once I came around him and got to know him, my friendship and love for him became genuine because he showed me nothing but love. Excuse me and respect. He's a real person. He's fun. And he was nothing but respectful when he came to meet Ma and Pops and even you. But unfortunately, Ma and Pops never changed their minds or heart about what it is that they wanted from him. Because Ma continued to nag me about sleeping with him and trying to get me to take as many pictures and videos as I could of him. And me, because she said to me that she wanted to use those pictures and videos to blackmail him in case he didn't want to do what they asked him. What they asked of him. Ma and Pops even told me in the beginning to lie about my age, because they said if he knows that I'm 17, he wouldn't even mess with me at all. But I thought he liked underage girls. Make it make sense. Y'all claiming that he liked underage girls. So, as Riel even said, because they said if he knows that I'm 17, he wouldn't even mess with me at all. So I lied and said I was 18. As a matter of fact, mine told me to go to his hotel room wearing something tight and sexy, something that made me look grown, and she wanted me to be all over him sexually and stuff. But honestly, when I got there, I felt stupid when I walked in the room because he wasn't even coming on to me. So I started switching up the plan and telling him about myself. We talked about music, and I told him that I sing, but nothing serious. Because even though Ma and Pops want that for me, I wasn't 100% sure that that's what I wanted for me. However, while we were talking, someone started banging on the door. And when Rob looked through the peephole, he said it was for a policeman outside the door. Then he let them in. And they asked me my name and how old I was. I gave them my name and I lied and told them I was 18. The reason I did that is because Ma and Pops had already told me to tell Robert I was 18, and which I did. So I would have sounded stupid telling the police I was 17 right in front of Rob. So they told me my mom and dad was looking for me and was worried for me. And I knew right away that was a lie because they're the ones that told me to go to his room. They also told the police on speakerphone I was 18 and old enough to make my own decisions, which is why the police left and there was no problem. That's another reason I know they were trying to set him up, but offer the police. But after the police came in the room and saw that there wasn't any wrongdoings going on, Ma and Pops realized that their plan pretty much didn't work. So obviously they decided to back off of their plan at the time. Brother, I'm telling you the truth. I cannot make this up. Then later on, I started getting to know him. And what I mean by that is becoming friends. I admit I started developing feelings for him and went from being excited to be around R. Kelly, the celebrity, to falling in love with Robert, the person. And even though I wanted to have sex with him and actually hinted towards that a few times, I backed up from it because he was not showing the same interest. And I told Ma that on several occasions, but she just kept on pushing me, just trying to make me have some type of sexual relationship with him. And the more that happened, the more I started feeling like a hoe, because I started realizing that my own parents were just using me and my vagina to get money from R. Kelly. And when it finally hit me hard, it broke my heart into pieces. And I decided that day while I was in Chicago to tell him the truth. Even though I was scared that he might not want to be around me again, it was something I knew I had to do because I felt really nasty on the inside. I also realized that at that moment is that I am nothing like Ma and Pops. So I told him I was 17 and how my parents convinced me to tell him I was 18. He was not mad about it. For one, because we hadn't done anything sexually. But I thought he touched you at 17. But he did tell me I had to go home right away. And I cried so bad. And the only reason he was able to calm me down is by telling me that the only way I could possibly be there in Chicago is that my parents were up here with me, where they signed some kind of consent saying that it's okay for me to be here. So long story short, brother, I told my and pops that, and they didn't even hesitate. They took me to Florida Education Department to get me pulled out of school and enrolled onto online school. They then took me to the county's clerk office, got the consent form signed and notarized by the state of Florida, which said they give their parental rights away for me to be in Chicago. How many times have I said that they have emancipated their child? And I was told, no, they didn't. No, they didn't. Now you're hearing from Azrael's own mouth. And I remember being mad and happy at the same time. And the reason I was mad is because I was saying to myself, what kind of parents would sign their 17-year-old daughter away to be in Chicago by herself, to be with someone that they never met or even got to know? And the reason I was happy was because, honestly, by this time, even though Rob didn't know it, but I had fallen in love with him, and I wanted to be around him for that reason. And seeing that my and pops had done to me, having a clear understanding of them trying to use me and for their own financial gain, I wanted to be far away from them as possible, because all mom would do every time I talked on the phone is threaten me, curse me out. She would tell me that they were going to destroy R. Kelly's career through social media, talk shows, or whatever they could do if I didn't start sending them money. And at first I didn't tell Robert stuff in fear that he would send me back home, because I knew he would not want to deal with all of that. Pops actually started asking R. Kelly to use his lightning company to do his shows. But R told him he already had a lightning company that he had been using for 20 years, and they already knew his show. And Pops didn't like that at all. Then Mom and Pops came to me and tried to get me to convince Robert to team up with them and put his name and logo on a dildo that had a Bluetooth and would play his music while people had sex. And I told them I was not going to talk to him about that, because I was uncomfortable having that kind of conversation with him. And besides, I thought it was a ridiculous idea. So they decided to bring dildos to his show. After his show was over, Mom Pops was backstage with R. Kelly, and Mom pulled the dildo out in front of me and everybody, trying to get Rob to sign a letter of consent about being in business with them. And out of respect for them, because they were my parents, he took the paper but did not sign it, and later on told them he didn't feel comfortable being a part of something like that. And that's another thing that they did not like. And I remember Mom telling Robert and me that she didn't care if we had sex or whatever, because I'm grown and I can do whatever I want. And by this time, I'm 18. She said just let her be a driver. And that didn't happen at that time. I had been to multiple shows and living in Chicago. But at the same time, I was continuing to be threatened by Mom, because she was not getting any money from Robert or me. I told her several times while I was even 18 that we are not even doing anything sexually. And she would just get really angry with me when I would tell her that. I'm going to say it again. I told her several times while I was even 18 that we were not even doing anything sexually. And she would just get really angry with me. Then I would tell her that. When I would tell her that. She got so angry that I didn't even think she realized that she was texting all of those threats and what she would do. But she even texted Rob, since you're fucking my daughter, you need to send $20,000 to this bank account and then $10,000 every month after. Brother, I don't need to say anything else at this point, except after they realized that they were not going to get any money out of him or me. That's when they started teaming up with the Savages and started telling all of these lies on social media about R. Kelly. They started digging in the past, finding old girlfriends that are mad that things didn't work out between R. Kelly and them, playing the concerned parents role, acting like their daughter is missing, held captive in sex cults, and all of the other lies. They started promising all of these broke-ass females from his past that they were going to get money with deals, reality shows, and basically be famous if they came forth and said something bad about R. Kelly. They would even coach them on what to say. But I have never been any of those things. As a matter of fact, since I have been with him, it has been the total opposite. For the last time, I'm happy with Robert. I'm happy with R. Kelly, or whatever else you want to call him. And I wouldn't trade him for the world. Now, people can believe that or not, because I honestly don't care what the hell they believe at this point, because I'm totally over it. Well, I'm gonna go here. And before I look at y'all questions, I'm gonna go here. After that point, the government tried to say Robert made Azriel write that letter. Canick destroyed it. Canick said, when you wrote that letter, wasn't you sitting in front of the government? She said, yes. She said, wasn't Robert locked up for 6 months to 10 months when you wrote that letter? She said, yes. The government tried to say objection, and Donnie said objection overruled. Candy came back and said, so how did Robert make you write that letter? Azriel started crying, and then the government said objection, and Donnie said sustain. Cannick said, I rest my case. So let's read these comments before we go on. Let me see these comments say. Okay. So Angela wanted to work for Robert and join the enterprise. Nikki crazy. What makes me even sicker about this sort of tale is that a bunch of people slowly turned all drunk that Kool-Aid and fell for this bullshit. Even as far back as 95. Facts. Why would Robert hire a sex offender? Ooh. Nikki, no way. She went to the hotel with her parents' knowledge. Wow. That is extortion. Facts. Maybe I agree with you. He never had a relationship with about 3 of those girls. Is that why her mama wore that taxi driver hat? Because she wanted to be a driver? I believe so. I don't know. It sucks that the R even got tried for all the evil shit that these people got immunity for. Facts. This story is the real one. Facts. Beyond, y'all stupid. Do you hear how Angelo talks about his fake daughter titties and ass? My dad has never talked about my titties and ass. How about you? Hell no. Is this the letter? The letter they were saying he forced. Yup, that's the letter, J-Rock. Angelo escorted his daughter, shaking my head. Knew where she was the whole time. I believe Mr. Clary wanted to be Mr. Kelly too. Tim Savage got caught coaching Asante McGee on camera. I think this is the one she sent to the lawyers. Nah, she ain't. She ain't sent it to the lawyers. Oh boy. How he forced them to write letters if he can't read what they saying? That letter can say "help, please," and he probably wouldn't know. Facts, faces, and beyond. Everything corruption starts from the top, not from the bottom. Facts. I wish they allowed and give Larry all his time. Damn shame to set up. Facts. How is she going to be able to make? How is he going? It's alright. That if he couldn't read it himself, and how would he know what it really said? That part right there. All the false statements from Ash. Robert has 5 of 9 counts from this crap. Facts. We need the Lord's help. True. Angelo said I was on my stepdaughter. Okay. So with that being said, the verdict reads as thus. Now watch. Pay attention, y'all. Pay attention. Pay attention. How do you find a defendant guilty? If you answer guilty as to count 1, indicate whether the following racketeering acts were proved beyond a reasonable doubt. If you answer not guilty, proceed to count 2. Act 1, racketeering robbery proved how? How? Healing within, not that I know of. Not that I know of. How was racketeering Act 1 robbery proved? They said robbery ain't know nothing about it. Racketeering Act 2. Sexual exploitation of a child. Jane Doe number 2. Proof. How was that proved? He ain't sexually exploiting nobody. But pay attention to Racketeering Act number 2. Sexual exploitation of a child. Racketeering Act 3. Kidnapping. Not proof. Racketeering Act 4. Mann Act violations. What is your verdict with respect to Racketeering Act 4A, transportation? Not proof. What is your verdict with respect to Racketeering Act 4B, coercion and enticement? Not proof. So if it wasn't proved there, right? How was it proved? Oh, it's later on. Later. Racketeering Act 5, Mann Act violation, proved. Racketeering Act 6, forced labor, Jane Doe number 4, proved. How? So having how? Racketeering Act 7, sexual exploitation of a child, Jane Doe number 4, proved. So it's proven that he sexually exploited a child in 4, right? But for 3, it's not proof. And 3's story was more interesting and more believable than 4. Make it make sense. Racketeering Act 8, Mann Act violation. So racketeering is the Mann Act now? Jane Doe number 5. Look at this. Racketeering Act 8, Mann Act violation. How is the Mann Act and racketeering the same charge? What is your verdict with respect to Racketeering Act 8A, transportation? Proved. The Jane Doe number 5. How? When she paid her own way. And then Kelly paid other ways. What is your verdict with respect to Racketeering Act 8? 8B, coercion or enticement? Proof. How? He didn't coerce her. Bubba coerced her. Racketeering Act 9, Mann Act, Jane Doe number 5. What is your verdict with respect of Racketeering Act 9A, transportation? Proof. How? What is your verdict? What is your verdict with respect to Racketeering Act 9B, coercion and enticement? Proof. Man, this don't make no sense. How? I'm sitting in the courtroom. I'm trying to figure out how. What is your verdict with respect to Racketeering Act 9C, coercion and enticement of a minor? Proof. Okay. If she lied about her age, right? She never provided her real age. And they have proved that she have altered federal government identification, which is a problem, which is a crime. How is that Robert being charged and y'all trying to hold him and responsible for something that he didn't do and didn't know? Racketeering Act 10, sexual exploitation of a child, Jane Doe number 5, proved. Racketeering Act 11, forced labor, Jane Doe number 5, proved. You got all those. So we'll go into that another time. I can't spend too much time. But here's what I want to show y'all. Here's definitely what I want to show y'all. Rule 59. Altering or amending a judgment. Grounds for a new trial. The court may, on motion, grant a new trial on all or some of the issues, and to any party as follows. A. After a jury trial for any reason for which a new trial has heretofore been granted in an action at law in federal court, or before a non-jury trial for any reason for which or rehearing has heretofore been granted in a suit in equity in federal court. 2. Further action after a non-jury trial. After a non-jury trial, the court may, on motion for a new trial, open the judgment if one has been entered, take additional testimony, amend findings of fact and conclusions of law, or make new ones, and direct the entry of a new judgment. B. Time to file a new motion for a new trial. A motion for a new trial has been filed, must be filed no later than 28 days after the entry of judgment. Time to serve affidavits. When a motion for a new trial is based on affidavits, they must be filed with the motion. The opposing party has 14 days after being served to file opposing affidavits. The court may permit reply affidavits. New trial on the court's initiative or for reason not in the motion. No later than 28 days after the entry of judgment, the court on its own may order a new trial for any reason that would justify granting one on a party's motion. After giving the parties notice and an opportunity to be heard, the court may grant a timely motion for a new trial for a reason not stated in the motion. In either event, the court must specify the reasons in its order. E. Motion to alter or amend a judgment. A motion to alter or amend a judgment must be filed no later than 28 days after the entry of the judgment. So I have a question. Since y'all want to give Robert racketeering and the Mann Act and all that, I'm going to post a picture. What is this? What is this? In 1976, Playboy published nude photos of Brooke Shields, who was just 10 years old at the time. Make this make sense. Make this make sense. Make this make sense. Make that make sense. Why haven't Hugh Hefner been charged with nothing? Why haven't his estate been charged with nothing? Why haven't his name got a stain on it and for the stuff he was doing to women? Let me see something. Katrina said, one thing I know for sure, the FBI and Illuminati don't need any proof. They just make stuff happen. Facts. Facts. At Diva Divine, so when do the parents be charged for what they did? If true, we don't know if he touched her. So look, Kelly's not having sex with minors. These ladies lied on the stand, and those lies was brought out through cross facts. Obviously with her parents' consent. So we mad at those parents. They should be locked up for what? For that. But the parents consented, so there's nothing we can do. Wow. Yes, it is. It's something we can do. If the LGBT and the Mewtwo people, if they can change laws, so can we. So can we. We can change laws right along with them. I ain't trying to hear that there's nothing we can do. No, sir. No, sir. We ain't doing that route. But look, I'm going to go ahead and end this live. I'll be back. What time is it? What time is it? It's 4:25. I'll be back at 6:30. I'm gonna play a special interview from one of my partners that's in federal jail, and he gonna show you exactly how the feds play. But before we go, call in. I want to hear from you and what your thoughts are. Call in number 678 Wait a minute. What up, Deck? 678-545-2955. 678-545-2955. 678-545-2955. I want to hear from you. Call in. You're live on the DanaJay show. How can I help you, caller?
Okay, Dana, this is Katrina. I'm back.
Okay.
I know I'm back this time.
Okay.
All right. Like I said earlier, I do believe a strong...
Turn your playback down.
Okay. All right. It's down now. Okay. How's that?
Okay, good.
Okay, perfect. Like I said earlier, I do believe that this was a conspiracy attempt. I do believe the Illuminati is real. The entertainment industry it's a whole different ball game. People just don't understand that. There are rules and levels to that. I won't say how I know, but I do know. I do believe that the Illuminati...
I know how you know. But I won't tell.
My last name?
Nope. But I won't tell your secret.
Okay.
Take a good look at me. You definitely should know.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I thought you were going to say last name, but
No, your last name ring a bell, but no. Right.
I mean, I truly believe that they will do a Bill Cosby. Or he's going to get a visit if he hadn't already. Once they do, then magically, like Bill Cosby, he will walk. Yeah, and that's all. I mean, that's it. I'm not going to say anything else, but that's.
Well, I'm not going to say magically like Bill Cosby, because because Bill had a good point. I believe they realized that they couldn't break Bill, and no matter what, Bill was going to try to buy NBC by hook or by crook, and that's all they can do is keep telling him no.
Yes, but they still had a good point at the beginning. They didn't have to keep him that long.
That's facts.
Realized that he had a good point. I mean, a good attorney would have recognized that he already had an agreement with the prior prosecuting attorney that was no longer in that position, and that you can't. The new one wanted to make a name for himself. I mean, it is what it is. But until Bill Cosby decided, and I don't know what that decision was, but. This was simply, in my opinion, I do believe that this is a takedown. These guys don't play. And, I mean, I think, Jay-Z names ring a bell. I mean, there's levels to this. And when they want you, they will get you. And that's all I'm going to say.
I wonder why nobody never played the interview when a Colin Kaepernick blasted Jay-Z.
Interesting. I wonder too.
Then I still go here. I'm gonna still go here.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna take it back, and this should spark a little interest. Everybody want to run with the whole story that David Ruffin was a crack addict. No, he wasn't. Yes, David did do his drug of choice, but it wasn't until David said, "Hey, let's put the original Temps back together and let's reform." And the real thing, all of a sudden, now he was killed.
No, David did not play by their rules. Adamant.
That's the point I'm making.
Temptation.
Huh?
I said David didn't play by their rules. He was a temptation, and I know because he was a relative of mine.
Right. I know, but that's what I was saying. That's what I just said.
Yeah.
But I say it's just mysteriously how he was killed and thrown out of a car, and you giving that much detail, but you don't know who did it. Stop playing. Come on now.
Oh, they know. Like I said, there's levels to this. There's levels to it. It's unbelievable. There is. There's levels to it, and you can. But I do believe that the Creator is an overseer of all. I do believe that.
Right.
I do believe in God Almighty, but the Illuminati is right up there next to him. I'm not even gonna lie. I pretend they're not. They have.
But I'm not gonna give them that much credit. But I'm gonna say they somewhere looming, hovering.
Yes.
But they not up there with God, because God is the see all be all.
Yes, but they're right underneath the next level, right? One step down. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna hold you. I just wanted to put that little 2 cents in there.
Definitely.
That I do believe that this is a conspiracy.
Definitely, and
Purposely.
And I mean, and like I say, it's been many years later, but I pray that your family stuff was. But I hope your family case be solved as well, and because y'all need closure.
Yes, we do. We definitely do. I don't know if we'll ever get closure, but I'm just going to just pray that God will make it all.
Then I'm gonna take it another step further, and which let you know that I know about the situation a little bit about the situation. I'm gonna say this much: when the musical gods touched David, right?
Yes.
Nobody could touch him. Nobody. Otis even said it. Nobody could touch him. I find it funny that the same musical gods have touched R. Kelly too.
And nobody could touch him.
And nobody can touch him. So the problem was they had to stop David and before he really unleashed. But they thought they could manipulate Robert because they try to play on his illness. And then he already unleashed. And just like Robert said, if they was going to come with this, but they should have came with this 30 years ago.
Yes. And he began to learn the industry, and he began to see. He began to see things. His vision became clear. And once you become woke and you don't play by their rules, they're going to. I mean, if you look at it, how many people as entertainers that they slapped that they died from an overdose?
Right.
I need not say how many. We go through the book. Come on now, Jesus Christ.
Right.
At some point, you're doing the drug. You know your tolerance level. Either you get a bad package, or I mean, you know it. You've been doing it. You're not new to it.
Right.
Like, this makes sense.
So let me ask you this question.
Yes.
Do y'all have a... I mean, you can tell me it's none of my business and none of that. I really don't want to ask, but I'm going to ask because I seen something that sparked my attention. With David being cool with certain people of the NOI.
Okay.
Have the NOI ever gave your family protection about y'all fighting for David's truth?
No. No, not to my knowledge. No.
So they killed David, and then when his daughter pursued it, but they killed his daughter too.
Yeah.
So it makes sense why nobody else want to really pursue it because they fear their life. I get it.
They have to send a message.
Huh?
The message is loud. I said they had to send a message, and the message became loud and clear. Yeah.
So question, what could the public do to draw light to this without it falling back on the family?
Oh, gosh, I'm not sure. I guess they can file a petition to reopen the case, but then there has to be circumstantial evidence to allow for the judge to allow the case to be reopened. So that will be a little tricky. I mean, like I said, the FBI and the Illuminati, they're no joke. When they close the case, they seal it tight. So you have to be very strategic in trying to get the government, either state or federal, to reopen a case. I mean, you have to have some concrete evidence, and it can't just be because I believe it was a conspiracy or I believe somebody killed him and I don't know, if a second autopsy would show after all these years. I know I've seen on television where they presume the body, and they've been able to run tests and find out, no, this is no longer in that person's, this wasn't even in that person's system. But I don't know. I mean, it's just one of those things where you walk away knowing that David Ruffin was one of the greatest singers of all time.
Right.
Yep. And I'm proud to be a Ruffin.
You know what? I'm gonna talk to you off record because I'm spearheading a group that's trying to get a case opened up in Chicago now, reopened in Chicago and retried. I would love to take on that David Ruffin case and see if we can get something done about that as well.
Well, I'm definitely hit me up. That's my real name.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I don't hide. They know who I am, and I don't hide. Fear not.
Right, and see, and I don't want you to say too much because I don't want you to be a target. But I will say this. I did speak to Otis about 3 years ago when he came to Baltimore. And I went up for the Temptation and reunion. And I spoke with Otis. And at first he was reluctant to even speak. But then when I mentioned David, he broke down and cried and said he wished it was something that he could have did to protect David. So that right there signifies and lets me know that it was more than what's being said.
Yeah, it was. It was definitely more. It definitely is such a sad tragedy for that to have happened. But when you become woke and you start bucking against the system, they have to have some level of control. And if you don't keep out their rules, I mean, it is a secret society, and you have to, without saying too much, I guess I better not say anything else, but you just have to know the levels to what you're getting into.
So question.
They do what they say.
So question. We as a colored folks, we should say hell with their society, and we should start our own situation. Also, Prima Donna said, why are entertainers running to the NOI? Because she was saying that the NOI was supposed to have been a cult as well. I don't know, but I'm gonna read up on that. But normally Prima brings all her facts. So if she said it, I believe it. Because she said, the NOI was accused of running a cult. Think they made a documentary about it. Wow.
Well, I think that's true. We should start our own. But when you go back in history from entertainment, I mean, you can go from sports. I mean, not even go there because that's a big thing. You can go to actors, singing. I mean, we as African Americans have already bought into it. There is a way, and I know you know it.
Mm-hmm.
There is a way you get into that industry. I mean, and you got some old school people that are stuck by those principles, and that's how you're going to walk into it. There's certain kind of things that you're going to have to do. You got to play by their rules. Now, the only person that I know of that once he became woke wanted to create his own, and that was Bill Cosby. And Bill Cosby specifically stated that he wanted to have the HBCU students to do their internship so that he can have black people now beginning to work in this entertainment industry. They said, oh, no, hell no. We're not going to allow that. We can't give him a chance, but how dare you?
That was NBC, because he said that he'd get NBC. Yeah. And matter of fact, he's going to fire every Caucasian person, and then he's going to bring everybody of his own, and he's going to teach them how every instrument is done. And he said he want nothing but HBCU students and to break into the industry. That's exactly what he said.
And when that happened, they were like, we can't let this happen. Okay, what can we do?
Yep. And they killed his son in front of him.
They sure did, and he still didn't crumble.
Nope.
You didn't crumble, but it's all right. We got you. And then they took him, for the takedown. I mean, it is levels to this. I don't know. I'm not going to say it's impossible, but history has proven that it hasn't been. We haven't been successful at it. We came close. But those that, if you go back to Russell Simmons, where is he now?
He's overseas. And because Tamara Simmons, was about to run a surviving Russell Simmons on him.
Yes. So you see, whenever we get ready to create our own, now they will give us our own like Oprah Winfrey, but it's really not her own.
But no, I don't want nothing that Oprah have because she's a gatekeeper too.
I totally believe it.
And
Oprah is not free.
No.
She's woke, but she's not free.
I believe Oprah is one of the stupidest smart people ever.
She is. She's playing by the rules, and she understands the level to it. You see what she did to Monique.
Right.
Silenced her very well, didn't she?
So
on the Chitlin circuit.
So let me ask you this: Do you think the Muslim faith was infiltrated?
I'm sorry, what you say?
Do you think the Muslim faith was infiltrated?
By the FBI.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Yep.
I do. Yeah.
So it's safe to say the FBI, they are the great infiltrators then.
What's higher than the FBI?
CIA.
Right?
CIA.
CIA. And then, so, I mean, why do it on a state level when you can do it on a federal level? You can close the door, just about. I mean, like I say, there's levels to this. They're not going to throw a state crime at you. They'll do it to embarrass you. You know, if they think you're gonna buck. I mean, if you're gonna bend. But no, when they see that you've gone a little bit too far, you become too woke, they're gonna throw everything at you. That's why I decided to go in the healthcare industry, healthcare sales rep. I don't want to go into the entertainment industry.
Right.
I've taken acting classes, but I decided not to go into that industry just because I don't want to play by their rules.
See, I'm already in it, and I think a lot of things is like I know I did a audition, and I actually got the part for I was supposed to have been doing a role of Corey, and for Ava DuVernay's Central Park 5. But I did a live on R. Kelly professing that, you know, I'm cool with Robert, and she gave me a call and told me I'm no longer on her show.
Oh well, yeah, they vet their people very well. They check everything.
Yeah.
They check your Facebook, your all your social. They check everything. They check everything. I mean, when I first moved here to Atlanta, I've been here over 15 years. When I first moved here to Atlanta, I went to the acting school down the street from where I live in Buckhead.
Are you talking Nick Conti?
Atlanta, what is it called? It's called Atlanta School of Acting. It's literally on Peachtree because I live.
But that's Nick Conti's. Yeah, but that's one of Nick Conti's schools.
Yep. And I just is certain things that I saw early on just was uneasy, just put an uneasy taste. Not me. I just decided that, you know, what profit a man to gain the world, lose his soul. That's all I'm
Right.
But, you know, it's deep. It's deep. R. Kelly was one of the greatest entertainers of all time. And he can write a song that would just make you cry.
Yeah.
His music is on Michael Jackson level. It will never, ever, ever become old. And they know that. And they can't have that. I mean, you see what they did to Michael Jackson, for God's sake. They can't have that. They can't have you knowing your worth and acting accordingly. No, you can't do that. You have to pretend like Oprah, like you don't really know your worth, and act like they want you to.
So,
Oprah, don't get me wrong. Don't dislike her. She's staying in her lane.
So I think honestly, we can create our own Disney. We can create our own film industry because without us, and I'm sad to say this, but a lot of Caucasian actors are done. They gone already. These new Caucasian actors, they cool, but there's no actors like colored people.
That is so true because our content is so much better than theirs. We proved that during the pandemic. I mean, Black people took over social media. It was unbelievable, the talent that evolved during the pandemic and the money that was made from social media by African Americans. They couldn't stand it. They start copying on TikTok. They'll, copy something and try to get their numbers up, but we just proved it. We took over on all levels. We are just much better on screen, and our content is much better than theirs is. But they feel since they created the industry, we need to control the industry. But like you said, we create our own. But I'm not saying it can't happen. I pray, I'm 54, I pray to God before I leave this world that I see it happen. But I don't know who else would be next with that kind of money and balls to do that. Bill Cosby had it. Kevin Hart never would do that.
But I'm going to ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
And without you saying too much, what do you think about Michael Jackson's body being gone?
Michael Jackson's body being what?
Michael Jackson's body is gone. What do you think about that?
His body is done?
It's gone. Where they buried him at, he's not there. Or should I say where they allegedly buried him at, he's no longer there.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
I think Michael just said, the hell with it all. I'll shut up.
Yeah.
Y'all can take the Beatles. You give me my $579 million. I go ahead and open up a casino in my little town of Gary, Indiana, and I'm content.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, mysteries like that, you got Prince, you got Michael Jackson, you got Whitney Houston. I mean, it's just unbelievable, a talent that we've lost to a degree in R. Kelly, which he's still here, but this is you will never, ever, ever in your lifetime, and I'm sure some people gonna be all in my DM behind it. There'll never, ever, ever be another R. Kelly. Never, ever, ever in this lifetime. He's a genius beyond our wildest imagination. There will never be another Whitney Houston. There'll never be another Michael Jackson. And there will, like I said, there'll absolutely never be another R. Kelly.
But now, check this out, Drina. Prima Donna just hit me with a stump. And she said, fun fact, Sony owns the Boondocks, R. Kelly trial. Who knew CNN shared the parent company with UMG? Both benefit off the music and the scandal. I never thought about that.
It's interesting though. Michael Jackson. Who was Michael Jackson? Who was sponsoring Michael Jackson's last tour? This is it.
Sony. Yep.
See? Big bucks, man. Big game. Big bucks. Big bucks. Big game. I don't know. I wish that music, I wish it was back like it was in the pure old days.
Right.
Like when R. Kelly talked about when his mother would go to the juke joint and sing. It was just pure music before they recognized our talent and the money and the power and prestige. When that got in the way, then it just changed things. It tainted the industry to a degree that I don't know how we can recover from it, you know. And then they have people disguised as if they are starting something for us black people, but no, they're not. They're disguised as if they're doing it, but they are not doing a dang thing for us. Trust me, they were planted and plot. They're seeds. They're seeds. You put it out there. You got to get somebody blacker than black. You plant that seed. Let them get in there. But no, it's not.
Wrong, Nikki. Robert didn't own his publishing or his masters.
No, he didn't. Nope, he did not.
But the only masters Robert owned are the ones that he didn't put out. And that's what Don Russell stole.
Yep. So Leah's uncle really ran a number on him, didn't he?
Yeah.
and then he's gonna come back with a greatest hit album and now he's doing a press tour, but she has no new songs. He's making money off of this whole scandal.
And what I want to do next is I want to interview Tank. That's going to be my next thing. I really want to interview Tank because I want to know, like Tank starting to come out, but his feelings is towards Robert, and I understand, but I understand why. But I want to know how he feel about Barry. If he feel, if he feel that hurt about Robert, I wonder how he really feel about Barry. And to know that Barry shelved Tank when Robert had a release date for him, and then it's like, see, I get it. See, I don't want to tell Tank's story. I don't want to tell his story, but I want him to tell his own story because I want it to be impactful and powerful. So I'd rather have Tank tell his own story, but it's crazy. It's crazy how Black Round Records was in the DMV. It really produced itself out the DMV. And it's like once Rob got his hands on it, Barry seen the camp. And the camp was, I mean, who could have compete with that? And you had Robert at the helm, and you had Tank, you had Jodeci, and you had Timbo and Magoo, and you had Aaliyah, and you had Missy, you had Genuine. Who in the hell gonna compete with that? Nobody. Then you had Static Major as an intern at that point. And who knew he was going to come up to be what he is? And then shout out to Black and Smoke. I mean, Player was just the hidden gem.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
What do you think about Aaliyah? What do you think? Do you think that was...
I've been saying it and for years, but I think Barry set her up.
Yes, I think it was because who took her place? Beyonce.
Yeah.
Still would have been where Beyonce is.
Just like playing somebody, everybody talking about, no, but that's not true. No.
Oh, hell yes.
A Beyonce replaced Aaliyah.
The pilot knows.
Right.
The amount. I mean, I used to be a flight attendant for years for Delta. We learned as a flight attendant.
Yes, Shantae, as did.
To be on a plane.
Well, I'm gonna go here.
The measurement.
But I'm gonna go here. Matter of fact, here's the big thing. Everybody talking about and Beyonce and replacing Aaliyah. So why did Whitney Houston die? I know it and you know it. Who's gonna replace Whitney? And the person that's going to replace Whitney is in training right now. Just think about, but just think about names.
She'll never be another Whitney, though. Whitney was, I hate to say it, God, Lord. Well, I'm just going to say it. Whitney was worth more dead than she was alive.
Right.
At that particular time in her career, there's levels to this. They can make way more money off her death because she had time after time, according to the rules, to get it together, and she just did it. She couldn't make it happen, and she had seen too much had happened mentally. She just could not.
Clive wasn't gonna let that happen.
No, he wasn't. Oh no, he was not. And there'll never be a surviving Clive Davis. You know that, right?
Oh, I want to see a surviving Clive Davis. I want to see a surviving the Roman Catholic Church.
There was never, dude. They don't go that high. You know how high up on the pole he is? It would never happen.
I want to see surviving Clive Davis. I want to see surviving the Catholic Church. I want to see,
Quincy Jones, Clive Davis.
I definitely want to see surviving Quincy Jones.
You won't see any of those. You won't ever.
But I want to see surviving Quincy Jones, Tevin Campbell edition.
You'll never see it. You'll never see Tevin Campbell's not going to say anything. He's not going to say anything. Yep, I saw him about a month ago. I didn't quite recognize him, but I saw him.
Tevin looked bad.
He
Tevin looked like he weighed 54 pounds.
I didn't want to say that. He looks different. He looks different. Like he's
Facts, Rima.
He definitely had been through some things. But no, you would never hear surviving Berry Gordy, R. Kelly. Berry Gordy, Clyde Davis, Quincy Jones. He came close to Quincy Jones.
Well, Barry, I'm gonna be honest. Barry was the odd man out because Barry ain't do what they want him to do either.
Yeah, he got on up out of there. He made Diana Ross become a big star, the love of his life, and he got the hell on. He fell out. Y'all too much. Y'all too gangster for me. Barry was like, y'all serious. Barry was truly into making black folks sophisticated, talented performers.
Right, Brima.
All that. He's not cut out to be a Clyde Davis and a Quincy Jones. People smile at Quincy good looks, but he's no joke. He's not to be played with, that's for sure.
Man, Quincy had you out of here.
He is no joke. He is not to be played with, man. It can go on and on and on. I grew up around these guys, so I grew up kind of hearing the back talk of the industry. So, I just kind of, you learn a lot, but you learn to just be quiet.
Well, I'm gonna say this.
Yeah.
Whenever you get a chance, go take a look at Blue Ivy.
Done already.
They're making her look like Whitney, a lighter version.
Yeah.
And when I seen that, I was like, oh my God.
Yep.
Like, this is sick for that little girl to have to grow up through this. And then her mom is a spirit feeder. And I didn't know that.
Yep. Yeah, and she already, I believe, Blue Ivy, talking too much, has already crossed over. She's already walked into the light. Her destiny is already, her steps have already been ordered. She's already walked.
So they let her walk the plank already?
People probably saying, what the hell am I talking about? I know y'all don't know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about, but I'm just like, yo, she's too young to walk the plank.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Look.
Don't say how.
We ain't gonna say too much.
When you find out, you're gonna call me back.
We ain't gonna say too much. We got to do an exclusive interview only on the DanaJay show, me and you.
Yes. Yep. Whenever you're ready. I'm ready because I don't say much. I kind of peek around, but I learned early on in this industry, and I just kind of keep quiet, but, I just, sometimes I cry because I sit back and I know what they're doing, and I'm like, damn, I know what they're doing. And they do it right in front of our faces. They have rituals right in front of our faces. We think we're watching the Super Bowl. We think we're watching you.
And I'm gonna tell you the biggest ritual that was in our face and nobody paid attention to. I believe not last Super Bowl, but the Super Bowl and before that, it was one of them two.
Hell yeah.
What is that dude name?
Let me tell you who it was.
The one that rolls up and had all the demonic stuff and he was running through the tunnels.
I said they are doing a ritual right in front of our faces.
Yeah.
It's what we don't know.
Yep.
Oh my.
They did a whole ritual right then and there. And if you pay attention to him, he changed like twice.
Yeah.
And then like when he was running through like the little spirit field, it was like his energy was transferring. I'm like, man, y'all better wake up. This is real.
It is real. It is
Whatever.
real. I can't really speak on it, but
Matter of fact, let's save it for our interview because there's a lot that I can talk about.
Oh yeah, yeah, and I can give you some history. You know,
Right.
On my cousin David. And I can give you some inside family tips or whatever. Put you in touch with the daughter or whatever you need.
Definitely. Definitely.
You know, definitely let me know. I got you. You just slide in my DM. And I'm cool. I'm Cat Ruffin on Facebook.
No. Everybody don't need to know.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Everybody don't need to know. But I will say this. She's part of the Dream Team.
Yeah.
She's a Dream Team member. We got it all over here, baby.
Hey.
And I'm proud to have Miss Cat
Oh, and I'm proud to see
part of our team.
Yeah, because you got it going on. Your research is thorough.
Appreciate it.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah, that's his name, J Rock. The Weekend.
Yes.
The Weekend.
Keep doing what you're doing. Keep your head up. And slide in my DMs if there's anything I can do. And I'm locked and loaded to all your lives, man, moving forward.
Okay. I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. No problem. Bless. Peace.
All right.
See you.
All right.
Bye.
Shout out to Miss Ruffin and her family. Her family needs justice. Call in about today's show. Tell me what you think. Let's have an intellectual conversation. Or if you just want to talk, just go ahead and say what you got to say. You can go ahead and call the number if you want. I see Willie ain't post the number up today. But okay. That's still my dog. I love me some Willie Jones. That's my bro. No homo. But call in 678-545-2955. 678-545-2955. Come on, tell me what you think about today's show. Tell me if you want to say something to somebody, or if you just want to say happy birthday to somebody, or if you just want to get something off your chest. Call in 678-545-2955. DanaJay is waiting. Now watch, as soon as I start playing music, people gonna want to call in. Call in 678-545-2955. I don't care who you are. Call in 678-545-2955. Going once. Look at Willie. Look at Willie. Like, oh, my bad. No problem. Much love. No problem, Miss Trina. 678-545-2955. And trust me, the Blockbuster interview is coming. You know what I mean? Shout out to my man David. I wish he was here. You know, I learned how to imitate his little leg trip. I know you wanna leave me. Matter of fact, I learned how to imitate that jump. I wish I could show him, but I refuse to let you go. Tell him. If I got to beg and plead for your sympathy, I don't mind, cause you mean that much to me. You're live on the DanaJay show, caller. How can I help you? Huh?
I'm on the show.
Yes, you are.
Okay. So, first I want to say, Dana, wow. I just want to take a few minutes and really, really salute you. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Take your time.
Okay, so before I dive in, I just want to say, as a public speaker, inspirational speaker, is it a little bit delayed?
Nope.
Okay.
If you cut your playback down and you'll hit it'll be like in real time. It'll be like, man, you just talking.
Okay, so how about now?
Perfect. And you've been perfect the whole time. It's your playback that's throwing you off.
Okay, I'm gonna just pause it. I'm gonna just pause.
Okay.
Okay. So first off, like I was saying, as a speaker, I really wanted to take some time and commend you as far as your delivery, your platform. Don't want to make any assumptions how long you've been doing this, when you started, or
right.
transpired for you to do what you're doing. But right where I jumped in, which
our history. We was very short. It's sweet.
Right.
Just crossed each other's path. But I don't need years or lifetimes of knowing someone. When you have the gift that you have, you will know in seconds. So I'm really, really proud of you using your platform the way that you're using your platform and being really, really versatile with R. Kelly, with so many different things and people, like the phone call you that the plague, COVID, pandemic, just a little bit of everything.
Right.
That is really, really commendable.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Secondly,
Definitely. Thank you so much. And I love your platform too. Now I know who you are. I was listening to your voice like, I know who that is.
So my voice is a little hoarse because I be recording a lot, so I didn't recognize my voice. Can you hit? I'm gonna name some things when it comes to the masters, when it comes to publishing rights, just in case anybody out in the audience is in the music industry or new to the music industry. Because the music industry covers a lot of different areas, spaces. Some people are only coming to the forefront of music because of R. Kelly and watching what has happened to him.
Right.
Just so there will be overstanding in why it's so important of the fact of what he actually had control of.
Okay.
In real life time.
Okay.
I think that's really, really important because it is definitely a part of his story and a part of his life and intellectual property. So, you know, whoever's listening, they would definitely have some more insight as well.
Okay. Okay, definitely. I'm going to look it up.
Yeah. Intellectual property is a big thing. And I don't see, while I don't know every single YouTuber, blogger, and so forth, I'm a researcher. Like, literally, and I research a lot of stuff I don't see a lot of people talking about. Intellectual property. And intellectual property is an area where I strongly feel we should learn about this in school. You know, when we kids, it's something that, you know, that we all can take advantage of. Because we might, whether it be me, you, one of the dream team members, we can have intellectual property we don't even realize.
Right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Okay. I appreciate you.
So, yeah, that's all I wanted to share. And, yeah, do not steal. I like that comment. Do not steal content from DanaJay. Yeah. I don't know who really is, but really, if I had a button over here that can do the snapping hand, honey, that button, I would be steady pushing. So, thank you to...
oh, so what, you'll be trying to steal my mod from me? You'll be trying to take my mod? It seems like everybody trying to take my mods now. Why?
No, I wouldn't say no, but you know, it take all hands on deck, you know.
Right.
I don't wish this on anyone, and I definitely know that there's something beautiful is going to come out of it. I believe there's some beautiful things that has already came out about it, and the more you keep doing this, you're able to reach and touch people on a global level. Because it's coming to my attention just with one little project on a global level, people in other countries and so forth, they want to know how they can help.
Okay. And you know what? While you on here, Queen B asked me a question. And this is a great question. And she said, Dana, do you feel the U.S. Constitution will be ratified after the horrible treatment of Mr. Kelly as far as being the accused and being convicted by passing proper due process? Well, I'm going to give you my honest to God truth. If enough of us don't step up and say something, no, it won't be. Because of the fact of they can throw the pandemic out there and it'll slow a lot of people down. Or should I say the plandemic, but they can throw that out there and it'll slow people down. At the end of the day, they are relying on that to shut people's mouths. And that's what they're doing.
Yes. I would also attach what you said earlier. That might have been in part one about some snitching. That whole then, even if, let's think about it like this. Let's say if it was our neighbor, something that any of us can relate to. As soon as we hear our neighbor snitching, what is the stance that you have now with your neighbor?
Right.
What is the stance that you have on your coworker if someone says your coworker snitching?
Right. Right. If somebody say they snitching, but I'm not going to be, man, I don't want to deal with you, you're a snitch.
Correct.
But where did that come from? What's the origin of stop snitching?
I think your line is the things that make you go,
Exactly. We know, but who made snitching not cool? You know what? That's going to be my live Monday.
Yeah.
What is the process of snitching?
Yeah.
Who made it not cool? That's going to be my live Monday. The process of snitching. Who made it not cool?
And Queen B said the pandemic is a part of the depopulation. Correct. Trust me, God created us to breathe two different ways. And if you think somebody know your body better than you, that you know.
Look, you really don't want to miss my live on We Got Ups later on tonight.
Okay.
Cause I'm not. I mean, it's just streaming over to Facebook, but I don't even touch Facebook no more. I hate Facebook. But on We Got Ups tonight, since I can talk about anything, I'm gonna talk about the COVID shot.
I would love to be a part of that because I've been speaking on that since day one.
I'm gonna talk about.
I've had meetings with Mayor Keisha, Governor Kemp. I got the City Attorney Davis on board. He's actually over Winter County, specifically in Roswell.
But let's make it happen.
But you got to take it down on Facebook.
Let's make it happen. Oh, and you still got to send me that clip that we talked about the other day.
Yes, I sent it to your DM.
I never got it.
Okay, I'll send it again.
I'm still waiting for that.
I can send that again.
I'm still waiting for that because I'm ready to light him up. And I know what he's going to say. Dana, I know about you already. But you see the one that we did at the courthouse?
No.
Me and him going back and forth?
I did see one in the courthouse. No, because you took it out of where you put it in Supreme, right?
Huh?
Which court? What are you referring to?
No, I'm talking about, and when me and Gerald Griggs was going at it in court.
No.
Yeah. You gotta look through my videos.
Okay. I'll look at it.
And just look who tried to steal a spotlight.
Yeah.
And look what happened after that. So I'm telling y'all now, come over to WeGotUps.com. And my name under there is official DanaJay. It's much smoother than a Facebook. And it's created by us. It's created by Ice Cube and the Hill Boys. They created a platform to combat Facebook. And it's I love it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I love it. So it is what it is. I love it. So I invite y'all to come over. I will be going live there at 9 o'clock tonight? Talking about DBOC 19. I meant DBOC 91. Or should I say 91 Diva?
Shout out to Miss Ruffin. She was amazing.
Yeah. And you know what? It's crazy. It's crazy, and because impromptu call-ins lead to interviews. And you only going to get that over here. I'm telling you. Shout out to Ms. Ruffin. She is on point. Watch. I don't celebrate Halloween, but I plan on going live on Halloween. And I plan on dressing up as David Ruffin. I don't know yet. I got to find some shoes. Because, you know, David was a stylish guy.
Yes. Yes, he was.
David was a stylish guy, so I got to find some shoes that'll match David's personality.
Well, you can do it. You can do it. You're pretty creative.
But I will say this. Everybody talking about John Legend. Let's talk about Christy Teigen. Oh.
What you say?
Let's talk about the real pedophiles. And when I'm going to show y'all over on We Got Ups tonight, let's talk about the real Kardashians and what they really do. And why Kim Kardashian separated from her little sister. Some things y'all don't know. But come over to WeGotUps.com. All right, Nikki, let me get another call in here real quick before I get up off here.
Thank you. Love you.
All right. Love you back. Oh, man, you got one of those old blazers? Okay. That's what I'm talking about. Look, call in 678-545-2955. And before I close the show, I got 3 more shows going on tonight. I got 2 more on Facebook and one. I said Facebook. Lord, somebody talking about me over there. I got 2 more on YouTube and 1 more on We Got Ups. And we're going to talk about it. I'm over on We Got Ups. I talk about pedophilia. I talk about pedophilia. I talk about the Kardashians. I talk about anything that's not right. And tonight, I'm going to talk about 91 Divock and spirit feeding. Y'all don't want to miss that. Y'all don't want to miss that. So, it's 5:20 now. I'll be back. Oh, no, I got one more show over here. And I will be calling Ro at 7 o'clock. And we're going to talk about some things. The name of the app, Stephanie, is called WeGotUps.com. WeGotUps.com. Just stay tuned. It's going to be up on the screen. Hold on. Let me do it this way. Hold on. Do it this way. But that's how we going to do it. I'm going to pin that message there. And we about to have some fun. Gemini, you late? Nah, you is though. Right there. Alright. So I'm going to lock that in. Once you join, look for official DanaJay. That's where you'll find me. Alright? I'm gone. You don't got to be great to get started, but you got to get started to be great. Remember, elephant don't swat flies. And jets, they soar over turbulence. You can kill hate, dishonor, and lies with truth, honesty, and respect. It never hurts you to respect someone. Also, remember, it takes 6 months for you to mind your business and 6 months to leave other people alone. That means you're drama free. At the end of the day, you don't have to be important, but you always are important. And while I just botched that one little part, just remember one thing. Be someone important. Be yourself. Until next time, DanaJay be gone. 7 o'clock, I'm coming back. All right, peace. Let's go.
Say later, what you gonna do now? Hope you're ready, cause I'm really about to put it down. Girl, you know that I will never disrespect you. We love tomorrow, but tonight I wanna spend you. That ass count, gotta make it last now. Start off slow, then I'ma beat it up.
I don't like to waste time on stupid conversation. There's no profit in that. So if I'm around people that are always complaining with no solutions, then I'm wasting real estate in my brain for what I need to project. And what I project in my brain is what I project in my reality. So that real estate only has to be for evolution, things that are going to help me get where I got to go. You understand? Help me evolve. So if my conversation with you makes me stagnate, we don't have too much conversation either. I don't have no time for no stupid ass conversation.
Wait a minute. It's your boy. January. So back up. Money coming through. 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 See them two chicks? Call that a double up. See that black range? Call that a llama truck. Move them ropes, bitch. This ain't double dutch. 20 years career money. Y'all niggas knucking up. Pop champagne. Call that a bubble up. Chicks came back, but I ain't trying to cuddle up. 31 flavors. Talking about the cars, not garage like a rainbow. Like the juice in my cup. But I ain't trying to brag though. Haters move too slow. Y'all better step it up. If you that shit up in this club like I am in this club, then throw your middle fingers up. All stars, shot to set the bar. Know who we are. So haters, back up. Money coming through, back up. Back up. Money coming through, back up. Back up. Money coming through, back up.
Look, money in the bag, call that a robbery. Shorty seen the ass, now they wanna swallow me. Mag Mouse swag, you hoes at the Dollar Tree. They wonder where I'm at, but you hoes better follow me. Gone in the brain, need a lobotomy. Keep that thing clean on the side of me. Diamonds in my chain, think I won the lottery. Haters wanna hate, but they don't even bother me. Wait, it's money in the building. Cash so long, I can stack it to the ceiling. You ain't making meals, then you ain't even appealing. I'm a nigga Kale's gon' tell him how we feeling.
All stars, shot to set the bar. Know who we are. So haters, back up. Money coming through, back up. Money coming through, back up. Money coming through, back up. Money coming through.
Look, you looking for a good social media platform? Come on over to We Got Ups. Look me up, official DanaJay. Tell them, Ice Cube.
Yeah, what's up? This your homeboy Ice Cube. You know what it is, the West Coast Warlord, the Grand Wizard. Don Mega is in the house. Now check this out. I'm inviting you to join the official Black People Social Network. WeGotUps.com. That's WeGotUps.com. 100% black owned, man. I see you, Hill Boys. I see you. You out there doing it, man. And as we say in the Big 3 League, we got ups, baby. So WeGotUps.com. Check it out, man. You know what I mean? Obviously, you know, black people, we definitely need to socialize, get together, figure out this system we all going through. So, you know, WeGotUps.com promises to be that place. Like I said, black owned. Gotta love it. And, you know, willing to make sure that you guys make a social connection. So, WeGotUps.com, you know, from your homeboy Ice Cube. Got to throw up the dub, you know, for that. You know what I'm saying? And, hey, man, official Black People Social Network. You know, I get it right. Don't worry about nothing. Just join, man. Join the official Black People Social Network. WeGotUps.com. WeGotUps.com, man. That's easy, man. We got ups, baby. We got ups. Your homeboy Ice Cube, and I'm out. Throwing up the dub for We Got Ups, man. Check it out.
Look, once you go over to www.official, WeGotUps.com, look me up.